Well, good evening to the viewers, and then we thank you for your massive support for all this while, and then we'll try to improve each and every day. All right. So, diving into the question that I was just asked, the Ballon d'Or list is out, and then the 30-man list. Well, to me, it's a very exciting grouping as well, and then I see it in a different perspective because the 30-man list for all these years, we haven't been given the criteria on which FIFA was based before they select these players. But for all what we know, I think it's the achievements, especially individual achievements, and then records. So for me, I don't agree with them in some instances because there are some players that really gave out during the season, but they cannot be seen in there. So for me, I see players like German Musiala, Bayern Munich. For me, he's supposed to be there, but he's not there. And then Rodrigo of Real Madrid too is supposed to be there. But even just this afternoon, he made a comment that he was really mad as soon as he heard the list of the 30-man squad. So, which tells rightly that he's supposed to be there. But I have some statistics based the on my opinion. So for me, players who are not supposed to be in there, like Vitinha of Paris, is not supposed to be there because let's compare this statistics. Jamal Musiala has played 24 games in the league, and then he has managed to score 10 goals, which I think is something that he needs to be proud of. And also, he has made six assists. So as compared to Vitinha, Vitinha has played 28 games, I think four ahead of Jamal Musiala. But he has managed to To score 7 goals and then assisted 4 times. So for me, when we compare Musiala and then Vitinha, rightly, their statistics tells that Musiala is ahead of Vitinha. And also in the Champions League games, Jamal Musiala has played 12 games, scored two goals, and then assisted 2 times. When we compare this to Vitinha, Jamal Musiala has played 11, but Vitinha has played 12. That is 1 game ahead of Musiala, but he has scored 2 goals with 1 assist. Even when we compare their Champions League game and then their league game, I see Musiala being ahead of Vitinha. So for me, one of my points is that Jamal Musiala is supposed to be in there ahead of Vitinha. And then also, um, Ruben Diaz of Manchester City. Well, I think he had an amazing season. But for me, Rodrigo, we can all testify to the fact that most of Real Madrid games, 9 minutes goals, his play, the assist that he makes, the impact that he has on the Real Madrid team is exceptional. He's a phenomenal player. But as I said earlier, FIFA hasn't brought their criteria on what they base on before they select these talented players. But for me, I see that German Musiala and then Rodrigo of Real Madrid are supposed to be in there compared to Vitinha and then Ruben Diaz of Manchester City.
All right, fair idea. Fair idea. I think it makes sense. Actually, I won't touch on these things because I think it's fair. You've already made it clear to us, so I think it's fair. So let me ask you something. Um, like your first five. Eh? After first five to then you give us from one to three the players that you think will be like accordingly from one to three. After your first five, they will give us the three players that you think they will be there aside the first five. So and the three two should be accordingly. like your no, number one, number two, then number three. Yeah.
Okay. For me, on my side or my perspective, the best five or the top five for the Ballon d'Or 2023-2024 season. Well, most players did well in the 30. You could mention the likes of Harry Kane, Jude Bellingham, Rodri of Manchester City, Rodrigo Cascante, yes, and then Vinicius Junior, and so many other players that really what did well throughout the season. But for me, my top five, and then I'll base my top five on what statistics, because and then individual what achievement. But that's what I want to base on. One, my top five, I could mention the likes of Rodri of Manchester City. I'll mention Vinicius Junior of Real Madrid. I'll mention Jude Bellingham of Real Madrid. I'll mention um, Kylian Mbappe, Paris Saint-Germain stroke Real Madrid. And then I'll mention, I think, Erling Haaland of Manchester City. But I'll add my sixth one, and then I'll base on the reason why it's very dicey, because all these players really put up their maximum best throughout the season. So that's my top six. But for the best five, I think it will be Rodri, Vinicius Junior, Jude Bellingham, Erling Haaland, and then Kylian Mbappe. But for some reasons, I would like to highlight a little bit on what Lautaro Martinez of what Inter Milan. So according to my top three, that I think they will be nominated as the best three in the world. Starting with the third. The third, I will go in for Jude Bellingham. I will go in for Jude Bellingham. Jude Bellingham really had an amazing season, a phenomenal player. Last season at Real Madrid, we could see that as soon as he came into the team, Real Madrid were struggling a little bit, but most of their wins were based on Jude. So last season, he tried to manage what? 19 league goals, which a player in his first season at a team like Real Madrid, the best team in the world, arguably, he really did well. So for me, I see him to be a player who gets the third what position in this Ballon d'Or what race. Now, coming down to the second, it will be between Vinicius Junior and then Rodri Cascante of Manchester City. Now, let's base on these stats. First of all, I'll start with Rodri. Rodri has had an amazing season. You could see that Rodri in the Manchester City team, for some seasons, he hasn't lost a game in the Manchester City team. And I'll compare a little bit. We'll go back to 2018 when Luka Modric won the Ballon d'Or. He won the Champions League. He won the league. He went to the World Cup finals with Croatia in 2018. Ronaldo did his best. He was a top scorer at the Champions League back then. He also won the league with Luka Modric and then the Champions League. But back to Rodri. In the Nations League, Rodri won the Nations League with Spain. The final match, he was the best player in the final match. Also, he was the best player in the tournament. I want us to compare these stats. The best player in the tournament, the best player at the finals. He won the Nations League with Spain. He won the league title with Manchester City. Club World Cup with Manchester City. He managed to score 9 goals last season. Now, back to his performance. When they went to the Euros, a phenomenal player like Rodri, he was very instrumental in the midfields, very vital. Look at the teamwork of the Spanish national team, what they did with the likes of Lamine Yamal and then Nico Williams. I could mention a lot, but here we based on Rodri. He did so much with the national team, with the club side, at the Euros, at the Nations League. So for me, this is some of the stats that I could say about Rodri. Now back to Vinicius what Junior. Vinicius Junior is a very young, talented player. We all know that he is the best player in the Real Madrid team at the moment, even for the past seasons. And then we know that the Brazilians are trying to campaign for him because people could see that he deserved the Ballon d'Or, which factually makes sense. But you know, we want to compare the stats, and then yes, we see that if what they are trying to campaign for is the best thing. Vinicius Junior in the league managed to play 26 games. He scored 15 goals, and then he made 5 assists. Now back to the Champions League. He played 10 games, scored 6 goals, and then assisted 4 times. He won the Champions League. He won just the Super Cup that I think that was last season. It's Madrid. He won the league with Real Madrid. He won the Super Cup in Spain. So when we come back to this, the reason why I take Rodrigo to win the Ballon d'Or is based on the national influence. When Vinicius went to the Copa America, we all saw what happened. He couldn't deliver as we all expected of him. But when we compare their nationality, that is Rodrigo and then Vinicius Junior, I think Rodrigo has the upper hand on Vinicius. But here, I think they both deserve to be there. And then each of them can win. But I will go in for Rodrigo Cascante to win the Ballon d'Or. Vinicius will come after, and then Jude Bellingham. So that is my suggestion. Thank you.
Yeah, interesting, interesting, interesting. I think if you've already touched on what I wanted to say. Nextly, we move on. Ronaldo, 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 Ronaldo. Okay, so tell me, I won't even talk about Ronaldo because I'm not a fan of Ronaldo. Neither am I a fan of Messi too. So Ronaldo, I'll give everything to you.
Absolutely, Mr. Champions League. Well, for me, I think Ronaldo is an exceptional player, a phenomenal player. The caliber of Ronaldo needs to be a case study in schools. Most of the young players are up and coming, even the professional players in Europe at the moment see Ronaldo as an idol. So for me, I see Ronaldo reaching that milestone of the 1,000 goals. Now, when he was at Juve, how many seasons did he spend there? But he scored 101 goals before he left. Now he's playing at El Nassr. He scored so far 68 goals. So I think for the next 2 or 3 seasons, Ronaldo could reach the milestone that he's always dreaming of. And then I'm quoting him. He had an interview with Rio Ferdinand. He made a statement that records are chasing him, not him chasing the records rather. So I think Ronaldo, for me, is classified or can be classified as the greatest player of all time. So please, for me, I think he can reach the 1,000 goals and then even beyond. If only he keeps on with his fitness level and everything, and we know what he can do. Thank you.
So tell me, I think from your facts and figures, I think it's clear. It's clear. So guys, Charlie, you two go if you do your list for the comment section there. Yeah. You can also give us your list. Then we continue the argument in the comment section. So this is where we draw the curtains and we'll meet you another time. We are out.